honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you all. All right, moving on to public comment. We do have one person who has signed up, Mr. Rooney.
Should have 10 copies here. Could you all have somebody pass those out? Mike Rooney, thank you. One recent hotly debated issue that came before the CAD was the proposal to broadcast ARB hearings on YouTube. Apparently, the most heated objections have come from those representing the commercial sector. This issue has been a matter of past CAD concern, and the recent YouTube initiative was simply an effort to explore plus possibly provide another information avenue towards public openness. It should be noted that the El Paso CAD was the first CAD to place its board meetings on public access television. I believe your CAD broadcasts have been recognized plus highlighted in past state comptroller reports. I believe objections to this YouTube hearing issue first came before the CAD at the May 19, 2016 board meeting. Unfortunately, was unable to attend follow-on CAD board meetings where additional discussion took place on the issue. But through the magic of YouTube, was fortunately able to follow the discussion that took place at the following CAD meeting. The handout I provided is an email sent to County Commissioner Perez, who is also a member of the CAD. It reflects a most interesting and blunt comment made by a very colorful businessman who is now a presidential candidate. The reason I'm providing it is it might also possibly have local application. Since this hearing issue has generated such a heated debate, I'm submitting the following proposal to the CAD. At the end of each fiscal year, this CAD has always been most diligent in discussing any leftover unspent funds in the ending year's budget. You have always been very mindful of the yearly financial contributions each member organization makes to support the CAD. Therefore, this year, when the CAD does its end-of-the-year review of unutilized budget funds, recommend you give strong consideration towards putting additional funds into the CAD's legal contingency fund. One possible option to consider would be, at a minimum, to put an additional $250,000 per year for the next 5 years into the CAD's legal contingency fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rooney. Moving on, tab item 2, the approval and signing of the minutes for June 29, 2026 meeting.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by Mr. Gandra. Is there a second by Ms. Wilson? Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Tab item number 3, review and approval of financial reports for April and May 2016.
Good evening, Rosa Goldman, CFO. We are presenting the financial report for April and May 2016. The financial report contains the balance sheet, the report of revenues, expenditures, and changes in cash balance, the investment report, and the note to the financial report. For the month of April, we didn't have any overages. From the litigation reserve, we did take $31,002, giving us a balance of $768,998. The health insurance reserve stayed the same at $100,000. Now, for the next month of May, we did have an overage on the vehicles maintenance account of $1,172. And it is due to expenses just being higher than what we budgeted. We also have an average on the supplemental help account of $3,212. It is under May. It's the third page from May.
Yeah.
And that is due to vacancies and coverage for employees on FMLA. During the month of May, we also took $111,270 from the litigation reserve, giving us a balance of $657,728. The health insurance reserve continues to be $100,000, and nothing has been taken from that one. Are there any questions?
Do we have the June report?
We'll have that in September,
Well, next month.
next month, September, yeah. We'll have the June and the July in September, and then that'll be it, because then we'll go into our audit.
And, well, August, we will have it the
Did we
following
close
month.
We'll have,
out-
I'm sorry,
Our
August,
fiscal
we'll
year
have,
closes out June 30th, right? What is our fiscal year? Is it
October
June-
9:30.
October
Yeah.
1.
It's October 1? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, yeah, we'll have the June, July, and August reports in at September. And
Right.
that'll close it out until we get,
The audit.
All right.
Rosa, you said that the remaining funds in the litigation reserve account were how much?
As of May, is $657,728.
Okay. All righty. Are there any other questions?
So am I correct in looking at through May, year-to-date, we're about maybe 175,000 under budget?
Well, in those accounts, but no, really, we are, our budget is good when we look at the year-to-date expenses versus the year-to-date budgeted expenses. We are on the positive by 177,494 and the positive as of May. So as of June, from the preliminary numbers that I have, it is a higher amount.
It's higher?
Yes.
So the odds are we'll close the fiscal year and maybe have a balance that we might be
Yes,
able
ma'am.
to look about reprogramming?
yes,
Okay,
ma'am,
That's all I want to know.
yeah, yes, we will.
Yes.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Any other questions? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion to approve both May and June.
Thank you.
April.
I move to approve. I'm sorry, April and May. We have a motion by Mr. Trent,
Second?
seconded by Mr. Morales. Further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to tab item 4, the monthly health benefits usage report for May, June, and July.
Good evening, Gabrielle Melendez, Chief Human Resource Officer. And the report is listed under the pink tab. For May, our year-to-date loss fund was $683,278.07, with the year-to-date paid subject to loss fund of $556,314.28. We did have a specific reimbursement of $5,668.24, giving us a positive balance of $102,632.03. For June, our year-to-date loss fund was $766,655.76. The year-to-date paid subject to loss fund was $607,106.06, with a specific reimbursement of $12,820.36, giving us a positive balance of $142,370.06. For July, the year-to-date loss fund was $848,417.56, with the year-to-date paid subject to loss fund of $653,288.49. The specific reimbursement was $19,769.09, giving us a positive balance of $184,898.16.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Moving on to tab item 5, discussion and possible action regarding the Ward Law Appraisal Group contract.
Mr. Ramirez?
Oh, I'm sorry, let the record reflect that Mr. Velarde joined us at 5:09.
Board members, what I would like to do is go over, normally in September, October, we come to the board the last 2 years and ask for an RFP to go out on our appraisal services for our industrial, our pipelines, and those kind of properties. What I'd like to do this year is come to the board early and give you a report card, basically, on the appraisal firm that we currently have, which is Wardlaw and Associates. Peggy Wardlaw and Charles Williams are here if you have any questions once I give a report, if you want to talk to them about anything. We did research. We put together a very good evaluation worksheet for them, looking at their field work, their communication, the EPCAD requirements that the board was requiring from them, their timeliness, and the managers that work with them on a day-to-day basis rated them. I rated them, James Thompson, Jorge Rodriguez, and Michelle Martinez. And we looked at what all they did over this year. One of the issues that we have with going out every year for an RFP is every time you get a new company coming in, you start over again. Appraisal firms have got to set up that communication between them and the property owner to be able to get them to trust them, to give them the information, to know who they are, that they are who they are representing the appraisal district. So the first year is kind of a what if. There's a lot of issues with that first year. This second year that we have had Wardlaw has been fantastic. They've rated above, for us, they've rated almost at an excellent. They were about a 3.1, 31%, I'm sorry, out of about 42% max that they rated. Their communication with the appraisal district was top notch. They responded immediately when we had open records requests that involved their properties. We notified them, and they responded so that we could respond within the 14 days that we have to by law. So they were very good at responding to that. They included our staff in the field reviews. They called us and told us when they were having field reviews with certain properties. They called the staff member, our managers, and so our managers could be out there with them when they did the field reviews of the refinery, of the larger plants like Toro, of the electric company, those type of things. So we were included in that. They submitted their paperwork to us in batches instead of all at the end of the year, all at one or all at the end of the time period, so that we could work the numbers and get them into our system as they were working them, so that the notices went out on a timely basis. The same thing with during the summer when they were dealing with their property owners. When they were getting waivers, they were sending them to us. So we weren't getting them all at one time, and we weren't having to panic. Are we going to make our 95%? Did they meet with these people? So the communication was very, very good with them. What we'd like to do, our initial thoughts were last year, was to have an extended contract. We have to do a total reappraisal once every 3 years. In commercial properties, we basically do it every year. But we'd like to have like a 3-year time period so we make sure we've covered everybody with them. Plus, any of the lawsuits that are filed, they're here to finalize them and to see them through within a year or two after that. Their numbers came in very well. They actually came in higher than last year, other than a few properties in what they worked with between the certified of 15 to the certified of this year. There were issues this year with the steel companies and the refineries just because of price of gas and then the steel industry. So we worked very well. We would like to go ahead and ask for an extension, a 2-year extension, so that we can continue to work really well. And then at the end of the 2 years, then we go back out for an RFP and kind of get it on a 3-year cycle. So once every 3 years, then we would go back out for an RFP. So if you have any questions or any comments, I mean, that would be our recommendation this year, not even do that.
Ms. Wilson?
Was the RFP set up to allow for renewal? I mean, what was the original RFP set up for?
The original RFP, the first year we did it, it was only set up for 1 year.
Okay.
The second RFP, our intention was to set it up for multiple years, but with direction that we had that year, we only sent it out for 1 year. So
the RFP itself called for what?
for 1 year,
So you had an RFP for only 1 year?
yes. It was
No options to renew?
no, there was no options. We had wanted it to be a multiple year
Then
or
how
with
can you
renewal
legally
options.
extend it?
Well, I think we can without going out for an RFP. We can go in and extend it, extend the contract. Because it's professional services. So for professional services, you don't even really have to go out for RFP. It's like your lawyers, your attorneys. It is considered a professional service. So I think by extending the contract, there isn't any
I mean,
legality.
I'm okay doing that, but I am anxious to get some kind of legal confirmation that you can in fact legally do that. I know professional services has certain like caveats, but it has to be licenses like PEs, attorneys. I mean, so does this fall within
Yes,
that
they're
professional
licensed. Yes, ma'am.
services? Okay.
Yeah, they are licensed with the state and they're licensed PEs,
Mr. Gondeta,
engineers.
had a
Oh,
question?
that's fine, no, no, she
You good?
answered the question.
But correct me if I'm wrong, I thought last year we were actually looking at a multi-year commitment.
We were looking at a multi-year commitment, and the original draft of the RFP did say for a multi-year commitment. What ended up, though, at the end was a 1 year. So, I mean, the intent of the board members that are on now was for a multi-year. The board members that are not on now was for 1 year.
I guess I'm confused. Did the RFP allow for more than 1 year and the contract was only for a year, or was the RFP itself only 1 year?
The contract was for 1 year.
But the RFP
yeah.
actually went out to allow up for
Yes.
more than
Yes.
1 year. So then I'm actually a lot more comfortable if that's the case.
Any other questions? There are no questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve the extension of the contract for 2 years.
So moved?
We have a motion by Mr. Gondeta. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Dueñas. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on to tab item 6, discussion and possible action regarding the ESRI maintenance contract. Steiner, David?
I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to David. I mean, I can give it to you, but I like to let him speak sometimes, so.
Basically, our geographic information system software licenses are up for renewal. We got a quote from Esri of $30,835.62. We had $36,254 budgeted this year. We were able to get the cost down because there were some portions of the license that we no longer needed to have anymore because that software was obsolete, so it brought the cost down. And we're just bringing it to the board because the dollar amount is above what the chief appraiser can approve, and it's a sole source contract from Esri.
Questions?
I got it.
Velarde?
Okay, so sole source, there is nobody else who can do this work.
No, that's the company that makes the software.
This is our GIS, geographical information, and Esri does it throughout the country and world. They're the ones. This is the money.
Right.
No.
But it's only a $2,000 difference from what was in the budget. What was
It's about
Less.
$5,500
Less than what we budgeted. Mhm.
I thought it was a little bit more.
And we will be adding a couple of extra licenses this year, and they still came in less than the 36. That's why we budgeted 36 to encompass the cost of the additional licenses.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve what's presented. We have a motion by Ms. Wilson. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mrs. Dueñas. Any further discussion on it? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on to tab item 7, taxpayer liaison report.
We lost 2 members last month. So currently we have 31 members. The ARB will be done with the timely protest tomorrow, and they will start with the motions to correct in October. I did meet with the Judge Maria Salas Mendoza, so we can start up with our game plan on appointing ARB members. She is ready to start. We have 11 ARB members that need to reapply and 20 that have 1 year left of their term. So the total amount of openings will be 15. The press release will start August 28th, and the deadline for applications will be September 30th. We'll be doing press releases with El Paso Times and community organizations. Judge Salas Mendoza will start the interview process in October. She will appoint the ARB members by the end of October for the 2017 tax year. I did mention to all the ARB members that if they are interested in applying for a chairman or secretary of the ARB board to come see me for an application, and the deadline will be November 1st. So this way, the board of directors can appoint a chairman and a secretary at the November's Board of Directors meeting. And the ARB survey results will be coming out in late January in 2017. I will be providing you all with the information as soon as I receive it. Do you all have any questions?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
All right, moving on to tab item 8, Chief Appraiser's Report.
Okay, to follow up with Ms. Carter is we did certify timely. We certified the appraisal roll to all the taxing entities on July 25th. And with the work of the Appraisal Review Board and the appraisers in all of the departments, we were certified at 96.7%. Tax law says we have to be at 95, so we had that little bit of extra cushion, which was really nice. Then the board, of course, the Appraisal Review Board continue meeting for another month. So the entities will get all of those changes when we send the bill file over to the Consolidated Tax Office in September. We have met already. David Stone and Octavia Sweeney met with the City Tax Office to go over all of the billing procedures and what they need from us. That was done about a month ago, so we're ahead of the game on that one. I've already talked to the City Consolidated Tax Office, and we will be offering another mobile unit for the property owners to be able to pay their taxes here at the end of January, the last 3 days of January, so they'll be working on the contract on that. We did meet with all of the taxing entities, again, after the roll was certified, the major taxing entities, where we have, regarding certain properties that may come down the line, we already met with the finance folks from the city, the county, Canutillo ISD, Isleta, El Paso, not Isleta, I'm sorry, El Paso ISD, Community College, and the hospital. We met with them. We are currently setting up meetings for getting ready for the next legislation. I mean, the committees are going to be starting and everything's going on. So Albert and I will be visiting with the representatives and the Senator Rodriguez from our area and getting started on that as to what we are hoping to see and what information we can give them as they go into their committee meetings. Our education classes have started. Between now and the end of the year, we'll be having a USPAP class, which is Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practices, Ethics, IAA workshop, and case study exam, Analyzing and Understanding Appraisals, the Level 3, Level 4 review, Texas Property Tax Law, and the IAAO Income Approach to Value Course 2. So those are courses that are already set up, not just for our in-house appraisers, but this goes out to our local entities and to appraisal districts that are close to us. Brewster, Hudspeth, Presidio. So we already have folks signed up from those other districts that will be coming here to take those classes. And other than the IAAO classes, those classes will be taught by our own staff. They're certified to teach those classes, so that'll be really nice. You guys have an envelope. I have put some articles in there of interest. We'll start seeing more and more articles as lawsuits throughout the state are filed, the equity issue. And so as we get those, we'll put those in there every meeting, take them home, trying to fall asleep, read them at night. You know, you're sitting down to eat something, need some reading material, it's better than the cereal box. So this is just articles for your information. Just to let you know, we had initially planned on having the healthcare at the August meeting because we moved the meeting up. All of the carriers were given until the 11th to respond as to if they wanted to supply us and today's the 11th. So what we'll do is we'll have to bring it to the board in September. Just to let you know, we are dealing with a couple of different options. We're dealing with a new company that we really like. We're very pleased at what they're going to offer. Tentative numbers is a lower rate than what we currently have for our healthcare monthly premiums. So we'll be dealing with them. Hopefully we can get together, and I'll let Mr. Romero kind of take it from here, maybe with a committee to go over everything and have it ready for September with a recommendation. And other than that, Mr. Romero, if you'd like to add to my report.
Yeah, what I'd like to ask the board is to maybe give the committee the ability to go ahead and accept the recommendations of staff once we receive all of the RFPs. Again, everything was supposed to have been in by today, so obviously we haven't had an opportunity to look at everything. But our Employee Benefits Committee is Gary, Gandra, Trent, Hatch, and Ana Duenas. And if you all are okay with it, let them make the decision with our approval based on the recommendations that are going to be given to us by staff, knowing that we're looking at hopefully a much lower number than what we had in the previous year.
Is this an action item? Just
No, it's my report. It's just my report to let you know what the status is and why we don't have it. And then with the direction, I can contact the committee members and we can set up a meeting and to discuss it in the next 2 weeks.
So let me ask our attorney then, can they take action on our behalf without an action item on the agenda?
I'm sorry, I was.
Can the Benefits Committee take action on behalf of the board if we allow them to do so without an action item?
I don't think that would be prudent.
Even if they post it?
We can post it in September.
If the committee if the committee meets and it's posted as a benefits committee meeting, and the item is discussion and action on approving the benefits, selecting,
That is a board action.
so you can't delegate that?
Well, they can make a recommendation.
Well, they can meet and make a recommendation, the board could just ratify.
There's
it.
no time frame where we have to meet before the next scheduled meeting, is there?
No. Now, if we meet with the committee, then that would be great, because remember, our fiscal year is October 1, so we have to have something settled. And we've been doing it in August, so we have plenty of time in case there's any questions. But if we can meet with the committee, then we can hash out all of the issues, and they can have just like we do with the budget,
Yeah.
and then they can have a
Kinda like
recommendation for
committee
the
doing
September
work and
meeting.
then just approving
So
the
then we'll just wait for the next board meeting, and you're correct. We'll have the committee just make a recommendation to the full
Yeah,
board.
if there's no delay, because I've had a problem of committees doing action. It really is the board they recommend to the
Yeah,
board.
I didn't know
They
that
do
you
the work.
legally, I would
Okay.
expect that the board would have had to ratify it if nothing else.
Right,
So
I think
we'll-
at least
so
that, yeah.
We will leave it up to staff to go ahead and finish up getting all of the RFPs together, and then call a committee meeting to discuss, whatever comes in, and then y'all can make a recommendation based on what discussions you have, and that you'll bring back to the board.
Right, and we'll post it at the September meeting as that way.
Okay.
That's all I
Anything
have.
else? Okay, if there's nothing else to discuss, then moving into tab item number 9, which is executive session under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551.071 and 551.074. Thank you all. coming back into regular session. Moving on to tab item number 10 is discussion and possible action regarding items 1A through 1EE and items 2A through 2G as listed in the previous item. I will handle this in two different motions. I'd like the first motion to be, if you agree, to ratify items 1A through 1J, if I'm not mistaken.
So moved.
And we have a motion. Well, I'm sorry. I haven't finished the motion yet. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
And then to accept recommendations on item 1K through 1EE.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Gondra,
Second?
seconded by Mr. Morales. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Second motion is on items 2A through 2G. I would like to entertain a motion to authorize us to file suit on these items and to allow the board to have the board chair sign the resolution authorizing that action.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Gondra, seconded by Ms. Dueñas. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. If there is no other business before this board, then we may adjourn. Great. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, board members.
Good meeting.
Now what am I gonna do with the rest
Now
of my day?
5:40.
I can almost go back to work.
Almost.
We won't tell them that.